Hello there friends, the playoffs of IEM Cologne are starting and the top 6 teams in the world will compete for the summer's main trophy. Will it be Vitality, G2, Cloud9, Astralis, Heroic or ENCE? This battle will be legendary. Meanwhile, Valve is changing the rules of the game on the pro scene and Electronic and Perfecto could have ended up in a different team instead of Cloud9. And as always, we have a super packed video, so without further ado, let's get straight to it. We have to start with Valve's most significant intervention in the pro scene in recent years. For a long time they observed from the sidelines, not interfering too much, allowing things to develop on their own. Some people liked it, some didn't, but in the end Valve decided to make a powerful impact on what's happening with BLAST and ESL. Over the past few years we've seen professional Counter-Strike drift away from that ideal. The ecosystem had been gradually less open, with access to the highest levels of competition increasingly gated by business relationships. We think that Counter-Strike should be an open sport. We're going to add new requirements to running large-scale competitive events. The finer details are still in progress, but here are the broad strokes. Tournament organizers will no longer have unique business relationships or other conflicts of interest with teams that participate in their events. Invitations to all tournaments will use our ranking system or otherwise will be determined by open qualifiers. Since tournament organizers have existing long-term commitments, these requirements will take effect as of 2025. There will be some rough edges to the transition, but we're committed to the long-term health of Counter-Strike as a sport and are looking forward to its bright and open future. And then Valve released their own top teams ranking. It's not significantly different from what HLTV has, but if you look closely, there are some notable differences. The main criterion is the major. All teams that made it to the playoffs or won events in the last year are in the top 10, according to Valve. Also, teams that participate in a variety of tournaments, not just tier 1 events, and show good results, are also deserving of praise in Valve's view. However, there are some strange things in their ranking, like Cloud9's previous roster still being included and Navi having 2 separate rosters. Force somehow made it to the top 10, even though their roster has undergone significant changes. In general, there's work to be done to make sense of all of it, but now organizers will have to consider Valve's top teams list instead of their own ratings. These changes will take effect from 2025, and there are both positive and negative effects to this. Let's delve into it. On one hand, we won't see complexity and EG in every tier 1 championship anymore, and the community is happy about it. For example, twists. It will be very interesting to see the landscape going into 2025. Either way, I'm happy that Valve is wanting to be the main source for the game's esport. It's a good sign for the future. Or here's what Bubsky says. Valve was just tired seeing Evil Geniuses finish last in BLAST for the 11th time. In fact, many pro players and analysts have stated that Valve has finally brought order, and now we will witness true CS and enjoy it. However, in reality, things are not as straightforward. BLAST and ESL have adapted formats similar to those used in NFL, NBA, football or many other major sports. For instance, Maui Snake talks about this. If you're making money from CS esports, prepare to make less. If you're not making money from CS esports, you probably still won't make any money. And here's what Thorin said. You know that company Valve that ruined the format of majors and did stuff like introduce a random map selector and unplayed maps? They're gonna turn their attention to ruining the rankings invite system now. Great job cheering on them, guys. And here's another interesting opinion from a Russian-speaking caster. Tournament organizers have no idea how to predict viewership and how much money their sponsors will pay. As a result, prize pools will decrease and viewership will drop. Who is interested in watching a random stack of grandpas from 2015 or lucky 5k ELO players? But for us, regular viewers or random teams, this is a 100% plus. The only question is how it will affect the market. And honestly, I completely agree with this. Imagine if Apex and Game Religion had made it to the finals of the previous major, which could have happened potentially. In terms of viewership, it would have been a huge hit. Right now, half of the teams are in the red. FaZe, Heroic, Astralis, almost all top teams cannot survive without additional investments. ESL and BLAST found an excellent solution to give us viewers an incredible show while still making money. And the teams in these leagues also get their share of earnings, plus they have their viewer hours and so on. It took years to build this system and all market participants were happy with it, but now Valve has come to it and wants to destroy it all in an instant. On one hand, it's great, we now have competition, but on the other hand, it's unclear where all this will lead. I believe those behind the scenes are not fools and see the bigger picture better than we do, but without significant changes within the game itself, it won't work. For example, if they introduce a system where during a major tournament they release a certain case and all teams get a percentage from it, similar to the major system, it might save the situation. But overall, all we have to do is watch and wait. Apparently, CS2 will not only change the game, but the entire pro scene. We just need to understand which direction it will take. Now, friends, what do you think about this? Write your thoughts in the comments below, let's discuss. Following Valve, FACEIT hurried to make updates because of the imminent release of the game. They posted a statement saying that as soon as CS2 comes out, everyone will have to recalibrate again. Of course, your elo won't drop significantly, but there will be changes. Additionally, now you can play as a 5-man stack. Previously, it was only possible to play as a 4-man stack, and now the difference in elo in one match will not exceed 800. But this only applies to up to 2k elo. If you have a higher rank, nothing will change. In general, CS2 brings significant changes everywhere. But enough about that, what about the teams? Cloud9 continues to give interviews left and right, and as a result, there is a lot of interesting information. Here's what Electronic says. I've only worked with Groove for 2 or 3 weeks, but there's a huge difference between him and Blade. Groove gives me more freedom as a captain. Blade wanted you to play strictly according to the system. We'll see what happens next, but right now that's the main difference. Of course, I want to build my own system. This is probably why Electronic decided to leave Navi. He no longer wanted to be a part of Blade's project. He wanted to make decisions on his own, and Cloud9 gives him that freedom. It reminds me of what Alexi B said. Blade told him on the first day in Navi that this is his project. It will be interesting to see which approach ultimately leads to more success. And Perfecto confirms Electronic's words. The first practices with Cloud9 were complete madness because we combined 2 playstyles. Electronic and I came from Navi and brought a part of Blade's system with us. It was very challenging to merge these 2 visions and create something cohesive, but I like how we play now. Blade wanted complete control over the team's tactics and used players like chess pieces. Groove gave us much more freedom, so we played without rigid tactics. This allows us to react better in the middle of the rounds, because we have a lot of initiative for me or Shiro. When there is such freedom, players gain extra confidence because they don't have to worry about forgetting tactical details. When I left Navi, I wanted to play only with Electronic, so together we tried to find a new home, and Cloud9 agreed to take both of us. We got lucky. We're very happy that it turned out this way. Also, I've been living in Serbia for a year now. I really like that I can walk from my apartment to a bootcamp in 5 minutes and then return home. It's very convenient. By the way, it turned out that Perfecto and Electronic could have joined some other team as well, as Cloud9's manager revealed. He released a big video about this transfer yesterday, calling it the biggest in CSGO history and adding that there was another organization willing to buy them, but Cloud9 handled everything gracefully. I wonder which team was ready to offer $2 million as well. And the last piece of news for today is BlameF's interview. It's a masterpiece. How did I become so muscular? It all started with wanting to build abs to impress girls. Then I got a little bigger. Suddenly I thought it would be fun to become a bit bigger, and then even bigger. It became more like a lifestyle than just a habit. It's like it became a part of me. When I became a muscular guy, I realized that girls don't admire you as much as guys do. I have a bunch of messages from guys, but not a single girl wrote to me. You won't get a lot of girls by becoming muscular. You'll only have guys asking, "Oh, how do you build up those abs, those biceps," and stuff like that. Maybe just a few girls. So yeah, BlameF is right, life goes on and then someone like Dosia X God shows up and asks how we're doing. In reality, there's much more news, but let's leave them for another video. So let's briefly talk about the first day of IEM Cologne playoffs. Katowice and Cologne are true temples of esports, and every player would love to raise the trophy here. For example, Zonic says it's his ultimate dream as he hasn't won here yet, and coming from a 5-time major champion, you understand what that means. Well, it's vitality against Cloud9 with both teams in full strength. Let's see who comes out on top. ESL has also hyped up the entrance. They must have learned from BLAST. This competition between organizers is a plus for us, viewers. Cloud9 picked Mirage and they immediately had problems.
Take that fight, are you? Electronic and double swing! And Zyru laughs at them! They throw them both into his grasp, and he's already got a triple on the pistol, the highest rated player in them!
Vitality started dominating right from the first round, building up their rounds until it was 14-5. At this point, Cloud9 finally woke up and attempted to come back, especially with highlight plays like this one from Shiro. But you know how difficult it is to come back from such a score, and Vitality also wanted to win badly. Apex wanted it the most. He won all duels, including the last round, making it 16-11. Vitality takes the map and the semifinals. Now their pick, Inferno. Unlike Mirage, Cloud9 managed to put up a fight right from the start on Inferno. Shiro immediately stepped up, almost single-handedly winning the early rounds. However, Vitality had an answer. For 3 rounds in a row, Cloud9 tried to go B, but the team's newcomer, Flames, defended that side brilliantly. His Israeli teammate Spinks played well on A. Overall, the first half was genuinely intense. That's exactly what we expected from Cloud9 versus Vitality, and the result is a predictable 8-7 in favor of Vitality in the first half. After switching sides, Exile delivered a quadro kill in the pistol round. However, things went downhill from there unexpectedly. After such a spectacular pistol round, why not win the first buy 2v5?
Awful lot of it. This is a free kill.
This is a free kill, and it could be a free side. Exile's dead. Electronic now realizes he's got a lot to do. And the rotation cut off by Spinks' position. He has to clear the side as well. Oh, no, Apex! It's got into the bomb site, hits the deagle. Now the bomb is down.
You got to get a move on.
Spinks' angle. He's taken another.
They're going to save.
They have to. Apex nails it. This is a Vitality round out of nowhere.
And after that round, nothing went according to Cloud9's plan. Vitality leads 14-11, everything is going great, especially considering their defense lacks economy. But you know, it's Inferno, and where else but here can you pull off dead rounds with pistols? By some miracle, the defense just does that. And who could have believed that after this, Cloud9 would not only make a comeback, but also take the lead. 1 round away from victory on this map for C9, but this match couldn't end that easily. The attack successfully goes to side B, and it's likely heading for overtimes unless Exile performs a miracle.
Oh, Spinks is ready, and Exile the first. This would be quite the clutch from the late arrival. His first official game in the Cloud9 colors, and it's for all the marbles to take us to that third map. He's got pace on him. He's got 2 to find. This French duo looking to force overtime, and the clock is against him now. They're playing it perfectly. Info, damage, Zyru down. He needs them both right now. No time. Is there time? He doesn't think so. He doesn't think so. Overtime it is. We need more of Inferno.
Yeah, overtimes, how can we do without them? Here Vitality decides to finish it here and now, and with the help of relentless Zyru, they won 2 rounds in the attack and were 1 step away from the match point.
Flames in a power position. Clear this one, I dare you. Oh, okay. Shiro says, let's go. He gets them both. A forward position as well.
He's got a gap.
Zyru can work with that. Flashes are bad.
Oh!
Better! We said they need a hero!
Shiro, what are you doing to us? It was so insane that even Zyru is probably shocked. But in the very next round, the attack goes to B again, but the defense is ready for it and takes control. And Vitality needs only to finish what they started. It was crazy on Inferno.
The rest of the map, it has to be B. And they're on their way, Electronic chipped away, up and over, Flames, Spinks another, and Vitality remain undefeated on Inferno!
Cloud9 are eliminated from the tournament. They showed a truly worthy level, but facing Vitality relying solely on morale and shooting won't get you through. If Exile had been there from the beginning of the championship, I'm sure the chances for the guys would have been higher. I think the team itself understood perfectly well that winning the first tournament after a complete overhaul was unrealistic. In the playoffs, besides Astralis, only those who made minimal changes or didn't make any at all advanced. Here's what Perfecto said after the game. "Thanks guys for the support. We played poorly, but there are positive aspects visible. We already know where and how we need to fix our mistakes, so we'll come back stronger, as they say." Shiro also shared his emotions. "And again, the result is not the one we expected. To be honest, the potential is already visible and we will reach the peak form, maybe not so fast, but soon, I promise." In any case, the guys are leaving the championship with their heads held high. Making it to the playoffs with a stand-in is a good achievement. Now let's move on to the second quarterfinal, Heroic versus Astralis. Device looks like he's back at the peak of his career in this tournament. It's amazing how he manages to do it. After going through a tough time with his girlfriend's betrayal and a year of inactivity, he's back now, dominating like he's in golden years. A true legend of CSGO. Today, he's up against Heroic, a team incredibly confident in themselves and one of the most consistent teams in the pro scene. It's a real Danish derby. Let's see how the audience welcomes them. Well, I think Astralis is more favored here. Anyway, they chose Ancient, and it's an excellent choice. Heroic lost to Mouse on this map, so they can exploit Cadian's weaknesses here to take the lead. Device joyfully took charge. He almost consistently got double or triple kills in each round. If his teammates played the same way, Astralis would have dominated completely. However, Heroic found weak points and started to exploit them. It turned out that Borup's position on A wasn't great, and the other anchors weren't hesitant to take control of B. It got to the point where Astralis left Device alone on the bomb site to defend, while the rest of the team went to meet the enemies in groups of 3, but they kept failing. Heroic quickly turned things around and took the lead. They had to close the first half 9-6 in their favor, but there was one guy who denied Navi a spot in the playoffs, and he planned to do the same with Heroic.
Just gets the gun back out in time. It's only Buzz left standing against Heroic. Knocks out Stown, sure, he's ready for the wrap round as well. Knows that this B flank was looking to come in, and that's what Heroic have been waiting for. They were hoping that Yami could bail them out. Buzz! Pristine! Take a bow!
Bobsky simply destroyed Heroic, an insane 1v3 clutch that buried Heroic's chances. After that, they couldn't dominate anymore and failed to win a single round. And I'm not kidding, Bobsky simply shattered Heroic. They couldn't outgun Astralis players and made very poor decisions in close situations. I am shocked they didn't win a single round on the stronger side, and the final score is 16-7. Well, Astralis, you earned respect.
Astralis on this free path over to B. Tess says here's it, tries to control it, tries to contain it, but there's no containing Astralis right now.
Up. This is Astralis in the palm of their hand.
Cadian fought down low, heart and soul, and the beating heart is ripped out the chest of Heroic.
Next up is Inferno, Heroic's pick. Astralis isn't particularly strong on Inferno. They recently lost to Saw there. Heroic should have been dominating without a doubt, and initially it seemed that way as they won the entire start, taking a 4-0 lead. But suddenly Buzz strikes again. I remember this guy. In the first half he barely got a few frags while defending A, but now he's playing like the best anchor on the planet. And then Device joined the party. It looks like a repeat of Ancient.
He's got the right side on for the job. Two of them, in fact, Device go and then lights them up with 3.
Makes it look
Clinically
easy.
done.
Buzz continued to display incredible things on A. I've never seen him play this way in his position before. Thus, Astralis reached an 8-7 lead in the first half. Buzz and Device single-handedly shut down Heroic's attacks. And then Stair got 4 kills in the pistol rounds, and they were off. I honestly have no idea what happened to Buzz, but now he's not the only anchor of Dreams, but also the open fragger of Dreams. In short, you can describe the entire second half like this. For 15 minutes, Buzz beats down Heroic. As a result, it's 16-11 and a comfortable 2-0 series for Astralis. If they used to rely solely on Device and BlameF, now they've added Buzz to the mix. This trio is demolishing opponents, and it looks like they're ready to win the Cologne.
From getting the job done, one man left over towards A. Tess says, tries to hold the line, but he's gonna do too much, and he's run down. Cadian up against it all, and for yet another time in these playoff games, Heroic are left watching on, hoping that the captain has the answers.
But who do you think does instead? Device, waiting with the AWP, Buzz, looking for his 30th kill. And it's coming through, Cadian knows it, it's denied. Astralis to the semi-finals of Intel Extreme Masters, not for the first time for Device. From IEM to...
These guys are true champions. Device blossomed, he played like in his best years. BlameF managed to dismantle Cadian. In just 2 maps he only gave Cadian 3 rounds on defense. That's incredible. And seems like removing Glaive wasn't in vain. He's the main catalyst genius. And Buzz? My respects. He crushed Navi, now Heroic. What's next? Will he shut down Zyvu and become the world's top player? We'll find out soon. Here's what Device said after the game. First and foremost, I want to praise BlameF. He's really good. He outplayed Heroic, he simply read them. It's insane. We prepared several traps for our opponents. BlameF played a massive role in this, he had an excellent game plan, we had good communication and we also put off some great individual rounds. Everything worked out. And Cadian's words, we can't afford to lose to such a young and inexperienced team like Astralis. It's terrible. I have a lot to say to my guys, this is unacceptable. Stavn also mentioned that they should have won, but as you can see, it turned out differently. And the young Buzz just dominated everyone. In an interview he said that it's all because of Device. He brings an incredible vibe to the team, a lot of confidence, and he personally wants to win the championship for him. With such a performance they have a great chance, incredible results and insane matches. Friends, let's keep following IEM Cologne. We have 2 final days ahead. Soon we'll know the champion of the main summer tournament. Thank you for watching, subscribe to my channel and I will see you soon.